My favorite element is carbon. Carbon is atomic number 6 and identified by the letter C. The reason why it's my favorite element is because carbon is the basis of all life forms on Earth. And after thousands and millions of years, it becomes diamonds. What's not to love?
My favorite element is fluorine. I like fluorine because it's small, it's reactive, just like me. I also like fluorine because you can add in a little bit of carbon and you've got Teflon, which nothing sticks to you. I like that idea as well.
My favorite element is sodium. It is the most abundant, positively charged ion in body fluid because it is necessary for glucose absorption in cells, and it induces water movement. We say where sodium goes, the water flows. And like me, sodium does not leave anyone indifferent. If you have too much or too little of it, you must act. Moreover, you cannot make table salt without sodium. Very important seasoning. And I like to think of myself as that grain of salt that makes a difference in my students' lives.
I like the idea of gold mostly because I use it, so I have a research collaborator that uses gold, tiny little gold nanoparticles to do DNA vaccinations. And so you hook up the plasmid DNA you fix it to the gold, and then you have these little gold powdered bead cartridges that we use in what's called the gene gun to do the vaccinations. So that's kind of why I chose gold.
My favorite element is titanium, old number 22. It is my favorite because it's used across the spectrum, from healthcare to the aerospace industries to all sorts of applications. It was also found by an amateur geologist where he found a sand that was black and had magnetic capabilities, and he soon figured out it was titanium.
My favorite element is iron, and I like iron because it represents strength. And I like to be strong in my personal and professional life. Professionally, I want to be strong as an educator, and so I like strength there. In my personal life, I want to be strong in my faith. I want to be strong with my family. I want to be strong in my health, and I want to be physically strong. So that's why I love iron.
My favorite element is potassium. And when we were kids, we learned sodium and potassium with sodium is Na and potassium is represented with a K. And sodium we'd say, hey, do you want some sodium? And the answer would be nah, like Na. And then we'd say, hey, do you want some potassium? And the answer would be K. So that's how we remembered it as kids. The reason I like potassium is because it's so crucial to your body. If you have too little, you're going to feel weak and tired, and you might have some heart problems. If you have too much, it can kill you. Just ask those who are going to have lethal injection in prison. That's how they do it, by using potassium. And I think it's amazing how the body regulates it. Every day you take in much more potassium than you really need, and the body just regulates it properly, either gets rid of it or moves it to another place within the cells so that it doesn't build up and kill you. I kind of wish that we could do that with chocolate and take way much more than I need without it causing fat, but we can't. But anyway, that's why potassium is my favorite.